third session. Okay, fine.
Sorry,
So, you have any knowledge, Pradeep? You have any background in networking and anything else related to networking?
let me brief about myself. This is Pradeep. I am into Oracle DB, Oracle Apps DBA, and I have almost 18 plus years of IT experience. So I have Linux and networking knowledge, but I wanted to like revise, you can say, and deep down into much more into Red Hat Linux administrative part because currently I'm working on Exadata and all as a Oracle DBA and Apps DBA
Okay,
and
that's
Oracle
great
Cloud.
actually, my friend. 18 plus years of experience in IT industry, especially in Oracle DBA, is something great. Okay, may I know actually why you are trying to move into server administration or maybe into network administration? Any specific reason?
I am not interested to move actually. Currently,
Mm.
I'm in US and I have my in-house infrastructure and all. So few of the servers generally we have the root access, so we take care of that. So like I wanted to brush up, in these 18 years, what I have knowledge, it's like completely changed because there are so many things changing the Linux.
Mm.
When I was there in 2006, 7, I worked in Red Hat Linux 3, 4, like Fedora and SUSE and Ubuntu and all. So the commands and virtualization came, then this automation came, and also what I have
Yeah,
planned for myself, that okay, let's start with the basic with the networking concepts, CCNA, and this Red Hat. Then I will go for automation, and then step by step I will move to automation part like Ansible and Terraform, and then other automation tool. So I have my own plan. So the
okay,
main
okay,
reason behind that, to take start with this
okay.
basic first.
Okay, Pradeep. Yeah, actually, CCNA is not basic. CCNA is actually more than basic. CCNA is actually
Yeah,
the
I know that CCNA.
administration. Yeah.
CCNA I'm taking because in my Exadata environment, the Exadata box, there is a Cisco router in that. So I wanted to go deep into this CCNA course because I remember I had friends like 15 years ago, they had CCNA course and they are into networking and security. So I choose the Oracle field and they choose the Linux admin and networking field. So
Okay,
I thought,
fine.
okay, let's.
Yeah, I got your point, my friend. It's always great to hear people say like they are, more than interested in learning CCNA. Because, current generation, when I see people who just pass their, graduation or post-graduation, maybe this year or last year, let's say 5, 6 years, they just try to ignore the concepts of CCNA. My friend, the concepts of CCNA is actually the most fundamental concepts you need to learn to grow in your
Yeah,
career. Let's say you want to go in server administration, cloud administration, DevOps, cyber security, ethical hacking, whatever path you want to select in future. If you're good in CCNA and the Linux administration, the coming 5, 10, 15, 20 years will be very great for you. So normally many
mm,
people, they just ignore the concepts. They just feel like, okay, CCNA is completely outdated technology. No way, my friend.
yeah,
CCNA cannot be outdated. CCNA will remain one of the most important technology. It is there for last 3, 4 decades, and for coming many, many years and decades to come, CCNA will still remain one of the most important technology. Okay, fine.
yeah, correct.
Now, so what we did yesterday was we started actually the IP addressing concept, and in this IP addressing concept, we have seen some basics. Especially, we have seen the binary and decimal numbers. Okay, so let me just go through few more things. Actually, let me just go through the package, CCNA Linux and the Windows administration. Right, this is a package for 6,999. So I'll be handling all the three courses, CCNA Linux as well as the Windows Server Administration. CCNA Linux will be live classes. I'll share my previously recorded Windows sessions. And in case if you're interested in joining the AWS classes, Amazon Web Services, AWS will be there at some other time. So that's a different course. If you're interested in it, then you can think about that also. Okay, so as of now, this is a package where we have CCNA and Linux administration as the major two courses. Okay. CCNA deals with the networking part. Linux and Windows servers deal with the server administration part. So the computer network, if you take the overview of computer network, there are majorly two things. One is the network, another one is a server. Now, with this network and server, we have all the other things like, database, or let's say, firewall, or let's say cloud computing, cyber security, okay, DevOps, all comes above the network and with the servers. So if you're good in network and the server part, you will be good in all the other technologies that you're planning to learn. Okay, so this is a package. Let me just add a number here. This is the number of the management 9246212143. So you simply make a call on this number in case if you want to get more details, or you can send a message on WhatsApp. So hopefully they will share all the other details with you. So as of now, this is our CCNA course. Every day it will be between 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. India Standard Time. Okay, and Linux most probably I'll be starting next week at some other time. So we'll just inform you whenever we are starting the Linux administration as well as the Amazon Web Services. Okay, this is what it is. Now let us come to the subject. Let us try to go through the basics of IP addressing again, and we'll see more advanced things related to the IP addressing concept. So what we know about IP address? We know IP is a number that we need to assign on every device, because without IP address, communication is not possible. Okay. And there are two versions we have in IP address. One is your IP version 4 and the other one is IP version 6. Remember what we said? If you just go and see the local area networks, what is a local area network? A company network, or it can be a cloud network. So if you just go to any local area network or a cloud network, till today, I can say around 95% companies across the globe, they use the IP version 4 only. Maybe it can be more than 95% actually. Why they are still using IP version 4? There are some reasons. So we'll see this. But as of now, IP version 4 is the number that we use majorly in every company, every local area network. Now coming to IP version 6, if you go to internet, what is internet? Internet is a public network, right? Now in internet, you will see IP version 4 as well as you will see IP version 6. Okay, you can see IP version 4 as well as you can see IP version 6. If I take an example here, when I started using mobile phone in India, let's say around 18-20 years before, in India, every number used to begin with the digit 9. Let's say 9498, or let's say 9440, let's say 9966, something like this. This was the time, like, when Reliance came into the market, okay? And this was the time when, free SMS were available, or the night call was free, or the incoming call was free. I'm just talking about 2007, 2008, 17, 18 years before. But, every number used to start with the digit 9. But, today, if you go and see numbers in India, we have numbers from 8, numbers from 6, we have numbers starting from 7 as well as 6. And we have numbers that have, 11 digits also, right? So why we need to go with number 6, number 7, number 8 digit for our mobile phones? The simple reason is whatever numbers were available with number 9. Let's say someone is using a number like 9498112233. Just imagine this is some mobile number. If this person is using this mobile number for last 10 years, is it possible some other person also can use the same number? No, right? One number is dedicated and it is allocated to a particular person on that particular ID. So that number cannot be reused by any other person until and unless the person is not using the number, then maybe some other person can use a number. But overall, the numbers are quite unique. Okay, so same logic applies here, my friend. IP version 4 was the number that we were using in early stages of internet. Let's say 1990s or up to like late 1990s, it was all about IP version 4. Okay, but around 10-12 years before, the ICANN people, what is ICANN? ICANN stands for International Corporation for Assigning Names and Numbering. This is one organization actually which is responsible for maintaining all the IP addressing. So these people, they said, we don't have any free IP version 4 number available. Now, when I say we don't have any free IP version 4 number available, I mean IP version 4, we have a public IP and a private IP. So they said there is no public IP version 4 available. It is all taken by different people in different companies. So in last 7-8 years or 10 years, people started using IP version 6. But this is over the internet. I'm not talking about the company. This is over the internet. But within the company, till today, we have IP version 4 as a major numbering scheme. 95 to 98% cases, it will be IP version 4 only. But over the internet, we started using IP version 6 now. Okay, so once you move in your career, let's say if you go with the CCNP, remember after CCNA, we have some other certifications. CCNA is the first certification. CCNP is the second certification. CCIE, Cisco Certified Inter-Network Expert. This is the, expert level certification offered by Cisco. So when you go with CCNP and CCIE, there are many concepts we have to learn which are based on IP version 6. But at CCNA level, if you're good in IP version 4, that's more than enough for us, my friend. Okay, but hopefully at the end of the session I'll just go with some basic introduction about IP version 6. But right now let us focus majorly on IP version 4, because as an administrator majorly we are working within our company, within the local area network. Okay. Fine. So if you want to see the number, IP version 4 number, it will be something like this. See here, 192.168.1.100 is your IP version 4 number. And if you want to see the IP version 6, it will be something like this. IP version 6 is in hexadecimal form, and the numbering system is a bit bigger, as well as it is in the hexadecimal form. So IP version 4 is quite simpler compared to the IP version 6. But friends, when you learn the IP version 4 and when you go with the IP version 6 concepts, it will be more easier for you to understand IP version 6. Directly, we cannot learn the IP version 6 concept. First, we have to get perfection in IP version 4, then understanding the concepts of IP version 6 will be more easier. Okay. Now let us just go deep into the IP version 4 here. What we said about IP version 4, remember we said it is a 32-bit binary number, and the 32 bits are divided into 4 octets, and each octet is separated by a dot. This is the design of your IP version 4. There are totally 32-bit numbers. 32 bits are divided into 4 octet, and each octet is separated by a dot. So when you see the IP address in decimal, it will be 172.16.50.2. It will be something like this, 172.16.50.2. But the same IP address in binary will be like this. So remember, what is the connection between this decimal and binary number now? As a user, we are assigning the IP address in decimal. I repeat, as a user, we are assigning the IP address in decimal. But for a machine, IP address is in binary. This is the reason we have simply converted the binary numbers into decimal number. We have just seen how to convert a binary number into the decimal number there, right? So I hope you are comfortable here now in the conversions, binary number to decimal number, as well as decimal number to binary number. Like I said, this is the most basic fundamentals you need to learn about the IP addressing concept, the binary decimal and decimal binary conversion. Okay, now let us move and let us see few other things. See, this is your IP address actually, 185.107.80.231. So when I assign this IP address in a machine, it will be in decimal. But you know what machine will do? It will automatically convert that IP address into binary. So 185 binary will be something like this. 101111001. 107 binary will be something like this. 80 binary will be something like this. And 231 binary is something like this. So 185 is actually known as the first octet. This is your first octet. 107 is the second octet, 80 is the third octet, and 231 is the fourth octet. So what is the condition here, friends? Every octet should be there between 0 and 255 only. This is mandatory, right? Every octet should be there between 0 and 255. So all the numbers are between 0 and 255. So it is a valid IP address. Okay, let us go and see a few more examples here. See here, it is 172.16.254.1. 254 means it is between the range, right? Between 0 and 255. So this is also a valid IP address. So 172 will be like this in binary. 16 is this, 254 is this, and 1 is this in binary. So we just need to enter the IP address in decimal. It will be automatically converted into binary by the machine itself. Okay. But to understand the concept of IP, we need to learn binary. That's a different thing. But as a normal user, if the user says the IP address in his machine or her machine is 172.16.254.1, that's it. That person has, simply identified his machine over the network. By using the IP address, we can identify our machine over the network. So no need to worry about what is happening in the binary format. But as an administrator, we need to learn this. Okay, now let us go and see one more example here. 192.168.43.241. And you can see all the binary numbers here. So 192 is your first octet, 168 is your second octet, 43 is your third octet, and 241 is your fourth octet. And every octet is between 0 and 255. Done. So all the 4 octets are usable addresses. Fine. So this is what we have seen in our yesterday's session. Now let us move and let us see few other things. You know, IP version 4 is actually divided into some classes. IP version 4 is divided into 5 classes. This is one of the very important interview question actually. They will ask you how many classes are there and what is the range of each class. So see here, class A, B, C, D, and E. There are totally 5 classes. And in every class, there is a range. 0 to 127 is class A range. 128 to 191 is class B. 192 to 223 is class C. 224 to 239 is class D. And 240 to 255 is your class E number. Okay. So there are totally 5 classes in which IP version 4 is divided. And every class has a range. So whenever you see a number that is between 0 and 127, it belongs to class A. Whenever you see a number that is between 128 and 191, it belongs to class B. When you see a number between 192 till 223, it belongs to class C. Okay, so these are the numbers. Now let me just ask you one simple question here. Can you see this number 172.16.254.1? Can you tell me please to which class this address belongs? 172.16.254.1. Okay, so Praveen says it belongs to class B. You are saying it belongs to class B because it is 172 here, right? But what about 16 here? What about 254 here? And what about 1? Now listen carefully, my friend. The first octet defines the IP address belongs to which class. The second, third, and fourth octet should be any number between 0 and 255. I repeat, second, third, and fourth octet can be any number between 0 and 255. In the first octet, the number should be there from class A, B, C, D, R, E. So the first octet defines everything. Okay, so right now 172 means it is your class B number. And if I go to the another example here, 185, it also comes under class B. If I come here 192, 192 comes under class C. So what is it in second, third, and fourth octet? It doesn't matter. Second, third, and fourth octet should be any number between 0 and 255. That's it. I repeat, second, third, and fourth octet should be any number between 0 and 255. The first octet should be from class A, B, and C. Now see here, friends. Out of these 5 classes, class D we cannot use and class E we cannot use in our local area network or over the internet. Class D and Class E are actually reserved for some special purpose. Class D is reserved for something called multicasting and Class E is reserved for something called research and development or experimental purpose. So we simply cannot use numbers that begins with 224 up to 255. These numbers are not usable. I repeat, these numbers are not usable. We can use only class A, B, and C only. These are the 3 classes we use in every local area network or over the internet. Beside class A, B, and C, other classes are not usable. So remember when we did the calculation 2 power 32, we got 4 billion place numbers, right? And remember I told you there are actually 4 billion place numbers in IP version 4, but from these 4 billion place numbers, nearly 1 billion numbers are not usable. Why they are not usable? Because they are reserved in class D and class E. They are simply reserved in class D and class E. They are not usable. Okay, let me show you practically what happens if I use these numbers. I'll do one thing. I'll just try to assign some IP address in my computer. This is a Windows machine here, friends. So I'll just go to the Ethernet here. I'll go to properties. And here you can see TCP IP version 4. I'll go to properties of TCP IP version 4. Now see, can you see there are some numbers here? 10 dot, 150 dot, 200 dot, 250. I just try to assign this 4 addresses in my machine. Let's see what happens. So once I say 10 dot, 150 dot, 200 dot, 250. See, it has simply accepted all the numbers in all the 4 octets without any issue, without giving any error message. It has simply accepted all the 4 numbers. 10 dot, 150 dot, 200 dot, 250. 10 is the first octet, and this number 10 comes in which range? Class A range. So this particular IP address belongs to class A. Now, what is the number in the 4th octet? It is 250. 250 comes under class E, right? But no, we cannot identify the class of a IP address by looking at the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th octet. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th octet can be any number between 0 and 255. The first octet is the octet that matters actually. If the number is 10, then IP address is from class A. That's it. Okay, if I go with, let's say, the next number 192.168.0.1. 0 is a legal number. 0 is a number that we can use here. So when I say 192.160.0.1, to which class this IP address belongs? 192 means it is from class C, right? It is a class C IP address. Fine. Now, if I say 245, see the next number is actually 245. Can you please tell me 245 belongs to which class? 245.1.1.1. These are the class and these are their ranges. To 245 comes in class, obviously E, right? Exactly. So 245 comes in class E. Can we use class E? No. But let us see what exactly it says when I say class E. So I'm saying 245. See here, friends. Once I say 245, it says 245 is not a valid entry. Please specify a value between 1 and 223. I hope you can see this message here. I think it's a bit small size. Fonts are very small, but still, the error message is 245 is not a valid entry. It says, please specify a value between 1 and 223. Okay. So 1 till 223. Till 223 means till class C. So if you're using 224 till 255 in the first octet, it will not accept. So let me just say 224 here. Again, it says 224 is not a valid entry. Please specify a value between 1 and 223. Done. So this is where we can identify a IP address belongs to which particular class. Okay. And if I just go with the last number here, that is 1.1.1.245. Say in the 4th octet, it is accepting 245. Let me just come here. 250, 251, 252. See in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th octet, it will accept any number between 0 and 255. The first octet is the main octet for our class. So the first octet should be between class A, B, and C only. It cannot go beyond class A, B, and C. Done. This is the format of your IP version 4. Now, let us go a bit advanced here. Let us go a bit deeper into this IP addressing concept. One of the most important interview question is, see, if they ask you a question like, what are the classes available and what are the ranges? It's a very basic question. It's a very, very basic question. But if they are really interested in hiring you, or if they are really interested in testing you, actually, they will ask you a question like, why this ranges or how this ranges came actually. Class A is 0 to 127, class B is 128 to 191, class C is 192 to 223. It's not a, very easy ranges, right? What if, imagine if class A is 0 to 50, class B is 51 to 100, class C is 101 to 150. This makes more sense here, right? 50, 50 numbers in every class. But right now, how many numbers are there? It's a bit, illogical to see these numbers, right? 0 to 127, 128 to 191, 190 to 223. How exactly these ranges came? Now, there is a, simple reason for this, my friend. Again, the reason is in the binary format only. But just try to understand the question first. There are 5 classes in IP version 4 and every class has a certain range of numbers and you can see all the ranges here. So these are the ranges of these 5 classes. So the question here is how we got these ranges. Why class B is from 128 to 191? Why exactly it is like this? So let us try to address this question. Now the answer lies here. See here, friends. IP version 4, it will be something like this, right? It will simply start with all zeros. Okay, then it will go up to all ones. Everything is there between the zeros and ones. So the first combination is all zeros and the last combination is all ones. So in middle, we have combinations from 0 till 255. Okay. Now the question here is how we got the ranges. Now see here, friends. For class A, range reserved first bit in first octet. Now what is the first octet here? First octet will start with all zeros and it will go up to all ones, right? See, this is the first octet. It will simply start with all zeros and it will go up to all ones. But the logic here is in the first octet, the first bit is reserved and it is reserved as 0. Remaining 7 bits, it will change. It will start from 0000 and it will go up to 11111. Okay, let me just open a paintbrush for you. Things will be more easier to understand. Fine. See here, friends. The first octet is like this 0000 So totally how many bits? 8 bits, right? And it will go up to 11111111. This is a binary formation, right? Starting from all zeros and it will go up to all ones. But you know how we got this range actually 0 to 127 in class A? There is a very simple reason here actually. And the reason is in the first octet, the first combination is all zeros and the next combination is 000000001. Then it will be 00000010. This is your binary formation, right? So how the binary numbers will change? They will change like this. And in the end, it will be like this. So the first bit is a reserved bit. I repeat, the first bit is a reserved bit. It cannot be changed. And how this bit is reserved? The first bit is reserved as 0. I repeat here, friends, the first bit is reserved as 0. So that bit will remain same. It cannot be changed. But the remaining 7 bits, they will change. So if you just go and take these binary numbers and if you convert these binary numbers into the decimal, this will be how much? 0. This will be how much? 1. This combination is how much? 2. This combination is how much? 3. Can you please tell me what will be the last combination here, friends? If your binary formation is 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, what will be the decimal value for this particular binary combination? See here, this is 64, this is 32, this is 16, 8, 4, 2, 1. If you just count all these bits, it will be 127. What it will be here, friends? It will be 127. So the logic here is in the first octet, the first bit is reserved and it is reserved as 0. So the remaining 7 bits will change. It will start with all zeros and it will go up to all ones. So if you do in this way, the first decimal number will be 0 and the last decimal number will be 127. What about the next combination here? The next combination will be 1000000. So we are not entering into the next combination here, right? We are at the end of our group of zeros. Means the first bit is zeros. It will start with 0 and all zeros, and the last combination will be 0 and all ones. So the first combination is obviously 0 in decimal and the last combination is 127 in decimal. So what is the range of class A? The range of class A is between 0 to 127. That is the actual range of class A. Got it? Now let me just take one more example so that you can understand things in better way. Let us go with class B now. Now what is the range of class B here, friends? The range of class B is between 128 to 191, right? So let's say class B. Range is 128 to 191. Now how we got this range? Let's see. For class B, there are 2 bits that are resolved and those 2 bits are 1 0. Now see, the bits are changing here, right? They are 1 0, 1 0, 1 0, 1 0. It will go up to 1 0. So the starting 2 bits are reserved, but the remaining 6 bits, they will change. So they will start as 1 0, 0 0, 0 0, 0 0. These are total 6 bits, right? So 1 0 is reserved and the remaining 6 bits will be 0 0. Next combination will be, it will go up to this. So if you just go and convert this number into decimal, what will be the first combination? You can see 1 0 and all zeros. So it is obviously 128, isn't it? It is 128. And what about the next combination here, friends? 128 plus, you can see 1 there, so it will be 129. Next it will be 130. Next it will be 131 and it will go up to this number. Now what will be this number actually? This number will be 128 plus 32 plus 16 plus 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1. And it will be 191. Understood now how we got the ranges here? It is all in the first octet, my friend. Second, third, and fourth octet, no bits are reserved. Second, third, and fourth octet, they will start with all zeros and they will go up to all ones. I repeat, second, third, and fourth octet, it will start with zeros and it will go up to all ones. The formula is actually in the first octet. So for class A, 1 bit is reserved and it is reserved as 0. For class B, 2 bits are reserved and they are reserved as 1 and 0. So if they are reserved as 1 and 0, we will get a range like this, 128 to 191. These are known as the reserved bits. Okay, now let us go and see the other classes here. This is your class C. See, for class C, there are 3 bits reserved and they are reserved as 110 and they are reserved where? They are reserved in the first octet. Second, third, and fourth octet will start with all zeros and it will go up to all ones. There is no problem in second, third, and fourth octet. There are no numbers reserved in second, third, and fourth octet. Okay, so for class C, in the first octet, starting 3 bits are reserved and they are reserved as 110. Got it? They are reserved as 110. So see, if it is 110, 0000, it will be 192. You know this, right? 128 plus 64 is how much? 192. And the last combination is 110, then all one. So it will be how much? 128 plus 64 plus 16 plus 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1 will be 223. So see the range of class A. It is starting from 192.0.0.0 and it will go up to 223.255.255.255. This is the range of class C. Done? Now in class D and E, here also some bits are reserved. Although the classes are not usable anywhere, but still there are, bits that are reserved. We got the range here, right? 224.0.0.0 up to 255.255.255. So how we got this range here? We got this range because in the first octet, the 4 bits are reserved. And see there carefully how the 4 bits are reserved. They are reserved as 1110. And the other bits are all zeros. So this is 128, this is 64, and this is 32. It will be how much? 224. And the last combination is 1110, that is reserved, and the remaining bits will be all ones. So 128 plus 64 plus 32 plus 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1 will be how much? 239. This is your class D. Now coming to class E, in class E also we have 4 bits reserved. But see the difference here now? In class D, in class E, the 4 bits that are reserved here are reserved like this: 1111. So 128 plus 64 plus 32 plus 16 will be how much? 240. And in the last combination, it will be all ones. So if it is all ones, then obviously it will be how much? 255. This is the way the 5 classes ranges are there, my friend. The first octet is a main octet where there are certain number of bits that are reserved. Because of this reserved bits only, we got this particular 5 classes different ranges. Okay, there are many things we need to understand regarding these ranges and all the other things, but as of now, this is the way the 5 classes are designed. You can see here class A 0 to 127. Let me just change the color of marker. Okay, so class A 0 to 127, and the reserve bit is how much? 0. Class B reserve bit is 10. Class C 190 to 223, reserve bits are 110. Class D, these are the reserve bits. Class E, these are the reserve bits. And you can see all the ranges here. Clear? These are the ranges of each and every class. Okay, so take your time. You have like 30 seconds. Just try to revise everything. If you still have any doubts, don't worry about what is subnet and host and all the other things. We will see this. But as of now, classes, their range and the reserve bit. If you have any doubt here, we'll just see it and then we can move to the next part. Okay, you have 30 seconds here. Okay, fine. So I guess everything is clear. Now let us move to something else and let us see. Okay, before we go to something else, let me just come back to class A. What is the range of class A? You can see it is 0 to 127, right? Now let me just go back to the NIC card settings and let us just try to assign the IP address here again. Okay, fine. So see here, this is my Ethernet card. TCP IP version 4, go to properties, and here I'm assigning the IP. Suppose if I say 0 dot, what it says here? Once I say 0, it says it's not a valid entry. It says please specify a number between 1 and 223. But class A is usable, right? So why it is not allowing me to use 0? There is a reason for that. Okay. Now, if I say 25 dot, it is accepting 25. There is no problem with this number 25. Okay. So if I go with one more number, there is 126. It is accepting 126 also. But if I say 127 here, again, see there is a message here. It says IP addresses starting with 127 are not valid because they are reserved for the loopback addresses. It says please specify some other number between 1 and 223. Listen carefully, friends. Class D and class E, no numbers are usable. All the numbers are reserved for special purpose, so we cannot assign these numbers anywhere. We can completely use class C as well as class B numbers. Okay, but coming to class A, the range is 0 to 127. Actual range is 0 to 127, but the final range is 1 to 126. 0 is also not usable and 127 is also not usable. 0 is reserved for something called default routing, and 127 is reserved for something called, you know, loop back IP. Routing, when I said the terminology routing, just remember one thing, my friend, the routing will take at least 1 week of our CCNA classes. So routing is not a small definition, or it's not like a small concept. It will take 1 week, at least 5 to 6 classes we need to spend learning about this routing classes in CCNA. Okay, so 0 is one of the most important numbers we have in our computer networks, whether it is within the company or whether it is over the internet. Without 0, you and me cannot communicate with internet. 0 is such a important number, my friend. But as of now, can we understand anything about 0? Answer is no. So I'll just try to keep this 0, for the coming classes. So just remember one thing, 0 is reserved for something called default routing. The number default routing is there in a router. Because of this number 0, every person can connect to the internet. If the number 0 is not available in the router, we simply cannot access the internet, my friend. This is such a big number. Okay, so the final range of class A is actually from 1 to 126, because 0 is reserved for default routing and 127 is reserved something called loop back address. What is loop back address? That also we will see in some other session. Got it? So if someone is asking you a question like what is the final range of class A, the answer should be 1 to 126. If someone asks you a question, what is the range of class A? 0 to 127, but 0 is reserved for default routing and 127 is reserved for loopback address. So the final range is 1 to 126. This is the perfect answer for this question actually. Okay, so the actual class A range is 0 to 127, but the final range is from 1 to 126. So we simply cannot use these numbers also. Beside these numbers, all the other numbers are usable from class A, B, and C. Only 0 and 127 are reserved for special purpose. And as we know, class D and class C, they are completely reserved for some special purpose. So we cannot use this class D and class C numbers also. Fine. Now, let us move and let us see few other things. I'll share this document here, friends. So what you should do is you should just ping me your mail ID on my WhatsApp number. Just bring the mail ID on my WhatsApp number. I'll just make a Google Drive there. I'll be sharing all the notes and documents that are related to our CCNA and all the other courses. Management will share all the recording classes with you. So once you finish the session, recordings will be available within a couple of hours for you maximum. And they will share the recordings. But the running notes, what I'm creating here are the practical, projects, what we do here, the topologies, what we create. I'll share all these different practicals with you through my Google Drive. Okay, so just ping me the mail ID. Better ping your Gmail ID, because Gmail is much flexible with the Google Drive, right? So just try to ping your Gmail ID. Okay, now let us move and let us see few more things. Now the next big question that we need to address here is this one, the network portion and the host portion and the subnet mask and how many IP addresses are here. Okay, see, this is the last demonstration phase. So I'll just try to keep this session till here. It's already 8:50 actually. So we have a 15-minute session, but from tomorrow, the link will change. So if you are interested in joining this course, if anyone is still not yet, registered for this course, they have already sent the details in the chat box. Okay, you can see the details which are shared by the management, and you can just ping them, and you can simply try to, like, take all the details from them. Okay, so as of now, this is the link that will work till today. From tomorrow, the link will change. Okay, so people who have registered for this course, with them only the new link will be shared. Okay, so as of now, we still have some time. So if you have any doubts, any questions related to CCNA, Linux administration, or anything, we just have the discussion on all those things. But from tomorrow, the sessions will go at least for 60 minutes. Okay, let me just add few more details here about this particular package. So every day CCNA is from 8 p.m. till 9 p.m. India Standard Time. Fine, this is one thing. And Linux will start soon, maybe in morning or maybe in evening. Anytime you can start Linux. If you're not comfortable in morning time, you can just wait for like 1 or 2 more weeks, and you can come in an evening batch. It's up to you. Okay, so this is the CCNA time. So every week, 5 classes will be there for sure. Okay, some cases we can go with the 6th class also. That is on Saturday. Sunday will be off for sure. And if there is any major festival, then we have to take off on that for particular festival also. Okay, so overall, at least 5 days a week, we have to take classes. Okay, and this package is CCNA. We have CCNA Linux. This is your Red Hat Linux, actually, the latest version, RHEL. Both are administration courses. We are not learning the basics of CCNA. We are not learning the basics of Linux. We are starting from basics and we are going up to the advanced level. Okay. Then we have the Windows server. Windows servers will be the recorded sessions, right? CCNA will be live session. Linux server administration will be live session, and all the sessions will be shared with you. Okay. All the recordings will be shared with you once the class is done. And till the end of this course, actually, the chat box will be always open. So whenever you have any doubts, try to, ping me in the chat box. Just send your question in the chat box. It will be very easy for me to address each and every question, actually. Okay. Okay. Recording available only for 6 months. Yeah, actually, institute people will provide you recordings only for 6 months. But, I'll share my email ID as well as my WhatsApp number. So in case if you need any recordings after like 6 months, or let's say in 2026, 2027, maybe, let's say 2026. So if you need any recordings of CCNA, Linux, or anything else, you can simply ping me on my WhatsApp number or my mail ID. You can send me a mail. I'll share the latest recordings, which whatever I have, downloaded at that particular time. So don't worry about the recordings. 6 months is more than enough actually to learn CCNA, Linux, and Windows administration. But later on, if you need some more, support, or you need some more, topics to revise, and hopefully I'll be sharing the recordings, whatever I have at that particular time. But management will share recordings only for the 6 months. See, as of now in RHEL, I am going with 9.4 version. Maybe in the year 2026, I may go with 10.x version, 10.1, 10.2, 10.3, something like this. So there is no use of keeping the recordings for like say 1 year or 2 years. If you're just done with the course, just revise these recordings, just go through the recordings at least once, then that's more than enough actually. Okay, but still if you need any of the recordings after like a year or 18 months also, I'll be more than happy to share all the recordings, whatever I have at that particular time. Okay, so this is what it is, my friend. These are the all details. And if I can just write down one more time here, this will be 6999. Okay, and AWS will be a different course. So if you're interested in AWS, Amazon Web Services, the cloud computing concepts, then it will be a different thing. And yeah.
So, Shakeel, I have a question. This RHL Linux admin course, it will cover like it will be the same as RHC certification course syllabus,
See,
or it has,
yeah.
yeah, sorry.
Syllabus will be something like this. I'll just go with the syllabus. So whenever you go with any course, actually, there are two ways of learning a course, my friend. One is going through the official syllabus. going with the official syllabus of that particular technology, and other is going through the institute syllabus. Always try to go with the institute syllabus, because institute syllabus will be designed according to the demand of the market, according to the demand of the companies. Official syllabus, there are many things in official syllabus that you may not use in next 10 years also. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
this Linux administration course is designed in such a way that easily you can put up to 2.5 to 3 years of experience on your resume. That much knowledge you can get. And if you want to go to the details of this particular course, this is what it is, my friend. You can just see the course details here, and you can see from where we are starting. We are starting from the very basic, and we are going up to some servers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have a question, like in Linux administration, I have like my Linux team which take care of the storage as well. Like we have Pure storage and Hitachi storage, and they create learn and zoning, masking, and also for Linux admin that is mandatory or like that is a separate stuff.
Storage is actually a separate stuff. Okay, storage is a separate team. So storage, there is something called EMC storage, actually Hitachi storage. There are different storage hardwares available, and storage is a different technology. Okay,
So it's
server,
mandatory for Linux
it's
admin because I have a Linux guy who take care of everything. Like when Pure Storage was replaced with Hitachi, so he did everything,
yeah,
configuration to
he
all.
will do everything, my friend. But he's not a fresher or 2 3 years of
No,
experience
he is
person.
experienced.
He may be
Yes,
having
20.
8 to 10 years of experience here. That's the
So
difference.
for Linux admin, it's mandatory or like without that knowledge also the person can survive in
If
market.
someone is a fresher or 2 3 4 years of experience person, there is no company where they will ask you about this particular stuff. But if you're having experience of 10 12 years or 8 10 years, then companies are expecting a lot from you, right? Today people, the let's say Virat Kohli, we are expecting a lot from him because he is having a lot of experience. If someone is a fresher, maybe we are not expecting that many things from him. So when you say a person is there who is managing storage also, I can say with 100% guarantee that person is a very experienced person, at least with 8 to 10 years of experience is there with him. So then he can manage. So as of now, not needed. As of now, whatever you're learning in server administration, whatever things you say, those things are not needed actually. Okay, maybe in future,
Mhm.
as experienced person, you can learn those things.
So today is my first demo class. I did not got chance to go through first and second demo class videos. So you are
Okay,
working as a Linux and network administration or like
I have experience on many things actually. 14 years of experience means, started with Windows, networking, Linux, virtualization, that is VMware,
mhm.
security, and cloud. Obviously, 14, 15 years, a person cannot, survive by using only one technology. By the way, whenever I said Windows administration, network administration, Linux administration, VMware security, all those things, when I came when I came to cloud computing, literally whatever I have learned in my previous technologies, everything was again repeated in cloud technology with some basic, differences. So whatever you learn in this career path, they all are connected with each other. Like for example, we started IP addressing today, right? In future, if you go with, let's say, DevOps, or let's say cyber security, or whatever things you do that are related with the administration and the networking field, this IP addressing will be common. Okay, so this is the way the career will move. So I have done quite a lot of things actually in my career, and I have trained most of the technologies also. As of now, I'm taking cloud as well as the Linux and the networking. Networking I started recently. I have taken a gap of, let's say, 2 3 years on networking training. I just started recently because the demand is there on networking because people are moving into cloud and DevOps and all the other technologies. So CCNA is literally mandatory for them.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay, so that's it for the reference. I'm here for like 30 more seconds. Anything else? Because this is the last demo, and probably you will be getting a new link tomorrow. And in case if for some reason if someone is not joining tomorrow, you still have time to clear everything. Okay, because tomorrow they will share the link only with the registered people. So that's the reason I'm still trying to spend more time here.
Yeah, I'm good. Like I will go through the registration process after the class.
Okay, fine. So I guess no more questions here. So we'll just stop the session here. Yeah, Praveen, most probably tomorrow I'll create a WhatsApp group, and most probably tomorrow I'll just share notes, whatever we have completed till now, and the regular notes will be shared directly with you on that particular day only. Okay. So running notes will be shared from my side. Let me just show you how I share the running notes. It may take another 30 seconds. Actually, if I go with, let's say, this batch, Linux batch or AWS batch or anything, let's say Linux 6 a.m. So I'll be sharing running notes like this. Okay, so every day I just need to go through some concepts here. I have to add some basic points here. Then I have to go with the practicals here. So I'll be sharing these running notes regularly in our class. Okay, fine.
Hi,
So that's
hi.
it for the TIFF.
Hello.
Yeah, Mahesh, please go ahead.
Yeah, I have one basic question. Like when it comes to the land, right? Uh, so when we are trying to connect through internet, so what comes first? Like, the internet and then the local area network. Uh, so before it reaches to the server, so what are the things like, which comes first, router, firewall, switch and hub and all that components will be there, right? Like, what is the sequence or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
a load balancer?
I got your question, my friend. Let me just open a, yeah. See, let's imagine you're sitting somewhere here, right? So you're sitting somewhere on your laptop or desktop. So from here, first you will go to your switch. You're directly connected to switch. From switch, you will go to server. And there are certain servers like DNS server, DHCP server. There are a few more servers actually. So you go to server. So from server, you will again come back to switch. Then you'll go to router. Router will decide where your traffic should be forwarded, and then it will forward the traffic to firewall. Firewall will decide whether your traffic can be forwarded or not. But once if the permissions are there in firewall, then it will simply go to the internet. This is a simple mechanism actually. This is a simple way in which we can connect to the internet from our local area network. But suppose if someone is coming from the internet, first they come to our firewall. Firewall will decide whether the incoming traffic is allowed or not. If the traffic is allowed, then you can simply move inside and you can go and reach any, server or database server or computer or anything. But if firewall says the person who is trying to enter inside the network is not a authorized person, so the traffic will be dropped here only. So for the incoming traffic, first they need to contact the firewall. They need to cross the firewall, then they can go to the other things in the network. But for the for the traffic that is coming from our local area network and going to the internet, that's a different procedure. So from our laptop, it will go to switch, switch to server, server to router, router to firewall.
Okay, when it is coming from the internet, right? So first it will hit the firewall and then it will hit the router,
Exactly.
and again from router it will go to server or switch.
Router is connected to switch, switch is connected to server. Router and servers are not connected directly. All the devices are actually connected to switch. So it will, from router, it will come to switch, and from switch, it will go to server.
Okay, okay. So there is a term called, DMZ, like, what does it mean?
DMC is actually demilitarized zone, actually. It is a concept that is related to security. It is a place, where you don't have, the other person is not having permission as well as you're not having permission. So it is a zone where everything is verified first, then only it can be forwarded to some other thing. But for that, we need to add some other concepts here. It is a concept related to this security. In CCNA, we are learning switch, router, and firewall. But in firewall, we are learning how we can allow the traffic to go outside and how we can allow the traffic to come inside, or how we can deny the traffic from going outside, or how we can deny the traffic from coming inside. That is what we will see. But DMZ zone is, something that is related completely to the security concept. Remember when we started the CCNA course, I said CCNA is not only routing and switching, right? CCNA is also security. And in CCNA security, or once you cross CCNA security, you go to CCNP security, then CCIE security. So probably you'll be learning about DMZ zones in CCNP security, not even in CCNA security.
Okay. So the DMZ, where does it fit in this diagram? So if the connections are coming from internet, so where does it fall? Like, before firewall or else, after that?
When the traffic is trying to enter in our network, this is a place actually, demilitarized zone.
Okay. So why do we use it basically?
Before the firewall, it is also like a firewall mechanism only. It is a firewall mechanism. It is one of the feature of firewall.
Uh-huh. Okay. So any specific reason why we use that particular thing?
There is a big reason. There's a reason I'm saying. First, we need to cross the security part, the basic security part. Then we can simply reach the level where we can understand why exactly the demilitarized zone is used. It is
Uh-huh.
used because, there are certain cases where the traffic may not belong to you or may not belong to the other network. It's something like, some people are trying to hack your network maybe, or the traffic which is not, allowed in your network. So the traffic is stuck somewhere. So there are many reasons actually why that particular demilitarized zone will be created.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to know at least a high level, what does it mean? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. We will see the high level if possible, but at the end of the course, maybe because, right now we just need to understand all the fundamentals first, right? So
Yeah.
DMZ will be a bit, too heavy for most of the people to understand as of now in their careers.
Okay. So there is one more concept like, in firewall, I guess, Palo Alto firewall. Yeah, any idea? Like,
Palo Alto is a company actually, like Cisco is a company. Palo Alto is very famous company that, provides the firewalls to you. Palo Alto, this one.
uh
This is Cisco is one company. So in the same way, Palo Alto is also one company that offers you majorly the security things. So
okay.
when you try to move to security after completing CCNA Linux administration, if you're interested in security, then one of the most highly recommended courses you can do is from this Palo Alto networks.
Okay. Fine. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, fine. Okay, fine. So that's it, my friend. That's it for the day. And hope to see you again tomorrow at same time. And I'll just try to remove these things. Okay, fine. So that's it for the day, friends. I think no more questions here. So we'll stop the session here and let's meet again tomorrow at same time, 8 p.m. India Standard Time with a new link. Okay. So in case if you have any other doubts, any other questions related to CCNA, Linux and all those things, I've already shared the number in the group, the WhatsApp number. You can simply contact with me for any other queries related to technology and the package and course, and for the other things that you need to do for this particular course, the anyway the payment and the new link and all the other things, you just need to contact the management for that, my friend. Okay, so before I go, I just want to wish all the good luck to you. I hope whatever you do in future, you'll get all the success. And in case if you've already decided to go with a career in, let's say, networking, server administration, cloud computing, DevOps, cyber security, ethical hacking, if you are already decided to go in any of this career path, just make sure you learn CCNA and the Linux server administration perfectly. If you're good in these two things, you will be great in all the other things that you do in your career. Okay, fine. So that's it for the day, friends. Take care. See you tomorrow at same time. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, everyone.